Take a dollar bill out of your pocket right now. Look at it. You think that's money? Think again. That piece of paper is nothing more than a receipt for a debt that will never be paid. See, before 1971, every single dollar was a claim check. You could walk into a bank and exchange it for actual physical gold. But on August 15th, 1971, President Richard Nixon stole that gold. In a single evening, he orchestrated the largest default in financial history and transformed your hard-earned money into mere paper. In this video, we're going to uncover the secret meeting that killed the American dream and explain why this system is mathematically guaranteed to collapse again. To understand the magnitude of this crime, we have to rewind to 1944. World War II was drawing to a close and the global economy lay in ruins. World leaders gathered at a hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to build a new financial order. They created what I call the golden handcuffs. The rule was simple but strict. The US dollar would be the world's reserve currency, but the dollar itself would be pegged to gold at $35 an ounce. It was a system built on accountability. Why? Because gold is honest. You can't print gold. It forces politicians to be disciplined. For 25 years, this discipline helped build the greatest middle class the world had ever seen. A single salary could buy a house, a car, and support a family. But there was one problem. Politicians hate discipline. Fast forward to the 1960s. America got greedy. The government wanted it all. The Vietnam War, the space race to the moon, and expensive social programs at home. But they didn't have the gold to pay for it. So, they started cheating. They turned on the printing presses in secret, creating far more paper dollars than they had gold in the vaults to back them up. Essentially, America was writing bad checks to the rest of the world. But one man saw through the scam. Charles de Gaulle, the president of France. He looked at the numbers and realized the dollar was a lie. He famously declared that the US was paying its debts with paper that cost nothing to print. So, he launched a financial counterattack. De Gaulle actually sent the French Navy across the Atlantic, ships loaded with paper dollars, with a simple demand: take your paper back, give us our gold. It was a bank run on a global scale. Soon, Spain, Switzerland, and Germany joined in. Fort Knox was bleeding. Gold was draining out of America at a terrifying speed. By August 1971, the jig was up. America was days away from total bankruptcy. President Nixon was cornered. On Friday, August 13th, he secretly summoned his top economic advisors to Camp David. This wasn't a standard meeting. He cut the phone lines. No press allowed. Top secret. For 48 hours inside a smoke-filled cabin, the fate of the global economy was debated. They had two options. Option 1. Stop printing money immediately. This would save the dollar, but cause a massive recession. Option 2. Default. Break the promise. Keep the gold. Nixon chose option 2. On Sunday night, he interrupted primetime television. Under the glare of the studio lights, looking tense, he delivered the lie that changed history. He told the world, "I have directed Secretary Connolly to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold." He used the word temporarily. He lied. That was over 50 years ago. The gold window never opened again. The moment Nixon finished that speech, your money died. It became a fiat currency, backed by nothing but faith and government promises. The consequences were immediate and brutal. Without gold to handcuff them, the government printed trillions. Inflation exploded. In the 70s, oil prices tripled. Groceries became a luxury. But the real tragedy is hidden in your paycheck. Look at the charts. Before 1971, if you worked harder and productivity went up, your wages went up. They moved together. After 1971, productivity kept climbing, but wages flatlined. Why? Because the currency itself was rotting away. This is exactly why your grandfather could buy a home on 3 years of salary, while today it takes you 30 years. It's not because you are lazy. It's not because you buy too much coffee. It's because the money is broken. The Nixon Shock wasn't just a policy change. It was the greatest transfer of wealth in human history, from the workers to the printers. And now, in 2025, we are reaching the end of this debt cycle. The printers are running hotter than ever. History teaches us one undeniable lesson. No paper currency lasts forever. They all eventually return to their intrinsic value, zero. The system is shaking again. The question is, are you prepared for what comes next? This is Financial Historica. We uncover the past to help you save your future. Subscribe now because the next crash won't be temporary.